Well, hello my lovelies, I'm so excited to see you. Today I'm going to tell you my top 8 book recommendations. What else are you going to do during the holiday season but curl up in your bed with a nice hot chocolate or tea and read a book, right? I love reading and I love hearing what other people love to read. So I'm going to tell you my top 8 books from the past few months. If you've read any of these, then let me know by commenting down below and let me know if you like them, and then also let me know what you're reading right now. I'd really love to know. I'm going to start out with Delirium. This is by Lauren Oliver and she's a great author. This is about a community that decided that love was the problem for everything, and so they found a cure for love, and then it solves all the problems, right? And so the main girl is about to turn the magical age and get the cure for love when she meets this boy and starts to fall in love with him. And well, she doesn't know if she really wants to get the cure now because she has all these amazing feelings that, you know, come with love, which she's been taught her whole life are not good to have and are dangerous. But you have to read and find out if she decides to get the cure anyway, or she decides to rebel against everything she's learned and not get the cure. It's a really, really good book. The next one is also kind of a dystopian novel. It's by Condie, and she's also a really, really, really good novelist. I really love her. This one is in a trilogy. This is about a girl named Cassia, and she lives in a community where they get their love interest chosen for them. They go to the big ceremony that chooses their partner for them. And so she goes and she gets partnered with her best friend Xander, and she's really excited, but right before she goes to sit down she sees another face flash on the screen, and she's seen this face before, and so she's kind of confused about what she's supposed to do. She doesn't know if she's supposed to be paired with Xander or this other guy, and so it's all about her trying to figure out if the pairing is really the right way to do things, if she's supposed to be in love with her best friend that she's loved really her whole life, or if she's supposed to go find this other guy and see if it's meant to be with him. This one is called Incarceron. I'm actually reading this right now, so I don't know the ending, but I'll tell you what it's about because I really love it. This is by Catherine Fisher, and it goes back and forth between Finn and Claudia. Each chapter goes Claudia, Finn, Claudia, Finn. She was supposed to be married to this other prince named Giles that she grew up with, and she really liked him and she was excited to marry him, but he died, and so now she has to marry his stepbrother Casper, and so she's disappointed in that. Her dad is the warden of this big huge jail named Incarceron, and it's gigantic, and there's it's supposed to be this nice place that people go to, and this nice really community that people live in because they're not allowed to be in the real world, but they can go to this other community. So that's what Claudia thought it was. Turns out Incarceron is a horrible place. Claudia finds out that she thinks maybe Giles didn't die and maybe he's in Incarceron, and so they find a way to talk to each other, and it's kind of an interesting way of is he going to be able to get out, or is there even a way to get out of Incarceron, and does she want him to get out of Incarceron, and is it really Giles because his name is Finn and he doesn't remember anything, and Claudia's afraid of her dad and he's not going to tell her anything, and the wedding is approaching. And anyway, it's really, really good. So I don't know what happens, but I really, really like this book. So if any of you have read this book, let me know if you liked it, and no spoilers. The fourth one is something you could give as a gift. I gifted it to myself, but it's a really, really funny book. It's called Very British Problems, and I think there's actually a TV show about this now, but it is so funny. I found them on Twitter. They have a hilarious Twitter feed, and it's all about what it's like to be British and the funny things that that British people do, which basically is everything that I do too. And so I was like, I have to have that book. So I ordered it for myself. Chapter 8 is Unwritten Rules and When They're Broken. The unwelcome surprise of someone telling you how they are after you've asked them how they are. You don't want to know that. You're just making conversation. Just say good. Not quite catching someone's name, meaning you can never speak to them again. It's just so funny. Like, I went through and like there's little illustrations on some of the pages, and it's just super hilarious, and I loved every bit of it. So it's a great gift. The next one is a book that I've loved since grade school or something. Whenever we had to read it, it was probably in like junior high or middle school or something, but it was a required read for school, and I remember everybody else hated it because it was required for school, but I actually really loved it. It's by Oscar Wilde, and it's called The Picture of Dorian Gray. And this is a really beautiful version that I bought at Barnes & Noble because I've just always loved this story. But it's about this man who has a picture of himself, and the picture grows older instead of the man growing older. It's a really interesting idea, and no one's ever really played on this idea since this book, you know, like some ideas started like a long time ago and they've just been played on and played on and played on and played on, you know, till they're dead. This hasn't really ever been played on, maybe every once in a while, but I just love that it's kind of stayed as itself. If you haven't read this, it may be a little bit more of a difficult read than maybe Very British Problems, but it's a really great one to read and a little more spooky, and I like it. Before you say anything about Twilight, stop. Yes, this is by Stephenie Meyer, but I actually really enjoyed this book. This is called The Host. There's a movie about it, and the movie was actually not bad. I didn't mind the movie, but the book is really good. There's a lot of stuff in the book that didn't go into the movie. So if you've seen the movie, I would still recommend reading the book and kind of separating the two, because I remember a lot from the book that wasn't in the movie, and it was kind of actually two different stories almost. It's quite a big book, but I got through it pretty quick. It's about, they take souls or something and put them into a host or a body that has died, and then that body can live again because it has a new soul in it. The main character, her soul was still alive. Maybe her body was dead, but her soul was still alive, and so it's kind of a competition between the new soul that was in her and her previous soul, and she's like, you can't have my body, this is still mine. Who wins over in the end, or if either of them do. It's a really interesting read, and something that was different than what I had ever read before. This is one that I haven't actually read yet, but I loved the cover, and I read the back cover, and I just fell in love with it, and I knew that I would love it. If any of you have read this, let me know if you like it. Let me just read part of the back cover to you and see what you think. Marguerite Kane grew up surrounded by cutting-edge scientific theories thanks to her brilliant physicist parents. Yet nothing is more astounding than her mother's latest invention, a device called the Firebird that allows people to leap into alternate dimensions. When Marguerite's father is murdered, all the evidence points to one person, Paul, her parents' enigmatic star student. Before the law can touch him, Paul slips into another dimension, having committed what seems like the perfect crime. But he didn't count on Marguerite. With the help of another physics student, Theo, Marguerite chases Paul through various dimensions. In each new world Marguerite leaps into, she meets another version of Paul that has her doubting his guilt and questioning her heart. Soon she is swept into an epic love affair as dangerous as it is irresistible. It's called 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, and doesn't that sound amazing? I can't wait to make this my holiday read this year. The last one is a silly one. It can also be a great gift. I also gifted it to myself. It's called I Hate Everything by Matthew DiBenedetti. It goes through tons and tons of things that you can hate, and I love going through it because it's not just regular things like I hate being sick. I hate the color lime green. I hate that all water isn't Caribbean island blue. I hate red lights. I hate brown M&Ms. I hate that apples brown so quickly. I hate that stringy stuff down the inside of a banana. And I hate the brown thing at the bottom of a banana. It's just like all these things that obviously we all hate, but like it's just so funny how it's written. The illustrations in it are super hilarious, and it's just a great, funny read and a great gift for someone who hates everything and has everything. Those are my 8 book recommendations for the holiday season. If you guys have read any of these, let me know in the comments. If you have any book recommendations for me, let me know. What I've been doing lately is reading them on audiobooks.com. It's a great app that you can download to your phone, and then it will read you the books. And it's so nice because usually when I'm getting ready or I'm in the car, I can just push play and it will read me the books, because I have a hard time when I'm so busy sitting down and taking an hour to read a book. I love doing that, but I just don't have time lately, and so I love being able to still read my books but have them read to me. And so that's a great alternative if you are like me and really busy. So audiobooks.com, there's millions that you can download, and that's how I'm reading Incarceron right now, and I love it. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe. And don't forget to click the little bell next to the subscribe button. That will tell you when I have a new video and you can watch it right away. As for that, you are so lovely, and I will see you tomorrow with an all new 25 days of Keish-mas. Bye!
When you subscribe to Keisha, life just gets much more fun. Thumbs up and comment below now. You are so lovely. If you enjoyed watching, here's what you can do. Find a mixture of lovely videos. Subscribe to Keisha Egbert.